Alright, so according to this, it's Sunday, August 6th, 1:30 a.m., but to me, it's still Saturday night. See, it's not Sunday till I go to sleep, and then when I wake up, then it's Sunday. So to me, it's still Saturday night. So I don't go to sleep till 4 a.m., 5 a.m. But anyway, on Wednesday, I was talking about if I was to do a podcast talking about flipping cars and stuff like that, would you listen? So only 17 people watched the video. Only one person commented that they would listen to it. So that was my whole point. The last two videos I've been talking about, if I was to do a podcast, would you listen? No, nobody would listen. You look at the YouTube videos I put out. I get maybe a dozen and a half people watching a 5-minute video. Who's gonna sit there for 30 minutes? You gotta go to iTunes. You gotta upload it, download it, sideload it, whatever kind of load it you gotta do. Nobody's gonna do that. Nobody cares. That's my whole point of the podcast. There's millions of people doing them now. Everybody's talking an hour and a half about nothing. I just talked an hour, a minute and a half, and I didn't say much either. So that's the whole point of podcasting. It's a hobby. There's nothing to it. So my point is, would anybody listen to a podcast about cars and stuff like that? The answer is no. So I was scrolling through my Facebook page. There's a couple of my cars that I was racing. If you don't know me, you're not gonna listen. So I gotta show what's going on over here. I've raced cars for over 10 years. Had a bunch of cars and stuff like that. I also did, started on the streets. There's no racetracks in New York City, so where do you got to start? You're in New York City, you're going to start on the street. I also did some autocross racing. That's where you do a slalom in and out of cones and stuff. I also had a couple ex-police cars I was racing, and there's my car in the Bronx over there. My cousin's Mustang, he won from Z100. There's a lot of things going on. I've had a lot of cars, raced a lot of things. There's a car wash. There's a Super Chevy show. There's two of my Camaros there. Wedging, street racing, Bronx, New York. So that's my background right there. I've raced cars. Now there's the proof. Proof is in the pudding. Or I'll just say the proof is in the pictures. So I'm looking at a car over here. We're talking about, if I was to do a podcast talking about flipping cars, would people listen? No, nobody's gonna listen to that. You gotta be able to see what I'm talking about. Like, I'm looking at this '99 Camaro here, $1,200, needs an engine. There's an engine in the car, so that's a good sign right there. When you go over to the pictures and you see there's an engine in the car, it doesn't need an engine. It's got an engine. There's just something wrong with it. Here's the thing. If it needs an engine, we're talking about $700. If you don't know how to pull an engine in and out, then you got to pay a lot more. So you won't make any money on this car, because if it needs an engine and you can't do the work, you're going to spend $1,000 on the engine, $1,000 to put it in and out. It says the car is perfect condition, but I'm looking at just look, the engine's really dirty. So I have a feeling, even if you get this engine running, let's say if you could fix it without buying an engine, then you could actually make some money on this. But if you got to put an engine in this, you probably got to put $2,000 into this car. The thing is, this car, you can get anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000. If you're lucky, $4,000, because it's a 6-cylinder. There's a V8, you could get $6,000, $5,000, $4,000 easy. But this is a 6-cylinder. A lot of people are not looking for a 6-cylinder Camaro. So that's what you got to look at. If you're ever going to buy and flip a car, you got to know how much money it's going to cost you if there's things wrong with it, and how much you could actually make on the car. So I'm looking at this car, $1,200. Let's say I don't negotiate and I pay the $1,200. Gotta put at least $2,000 into it. So we're at $3,200. The odds of making any money on this, it's not gonna happen. So this car is eliminated. So that's what you gotta look at. You gotta know what you're looking at, what they're selling at, and you also you also got to look at all the other cars being for sale. So if you were to buy that 99 Camaro 6-cylinder, you got to know what all the other 99 Camaros are going for. I don't really follow that Kelly Blue Book bullshit. If you got the best looking car, you could get all the money. Because then you just say, go look at you. You think this car's too much money? Go take a look at all the other cars and then go buy one for $2,000 that needs a lot of work. This car's going to be mint condition, doesn't need anything. I'll get the $4,000. Here's the thing. If you're going to buy and sell cars, you got to remember, don't buy and sell the car that you're daily driving. So if you have to do this, you got to have a regular car, and then the one you're flipping, you could sit and wait for that money. See, somebody sits there and gives you that money. That's the key right there. You got to sit and wait until you get all the money you want. That's how you're going to make money flipping cars.